Hello and welcome to the Pharmacy Informatics Professor 2020 with your host, Dr. Armin Simonian. We need leadership in pharmacy. Times are changing and they're changing fast. And we need pharmacists who have a vision of where pharmacy should be in the future. Pharmacists who have a passion for pharmacy, who have a passion for taking care of the patient, who want to advance the profession, who wants to provide better patient care. And along the way, pharmacy informaticists implement new technologies to make pharmacy operations more efficient and to improve the effectiveness and the safety of our medication therapies through technologies. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about leadership specifically. We've talked about how it's important if you're applying for a residency to have evidence of leadership on your CV. But do we know what constitutes leadership? Do we know how to define it? Do we know what we need to do in terms of getting that evidence onto our CV of leadership? There's probably some traditional ideas that you have, but I want to explore it a little more deeply, define leadership broadly, and then get into the specifics of leadership within pharmacy. So let's talk about leadership, and I will start my presentation, bring that up for you. And let's go ahead and define leadership and then talk about leadership in the profession of pharmacy and touch on leadership in the area of pharmacy informatics. So I love this quote. This is from a pharmacy management textbook. And it says that leadership has been described in many ways, but by many persons, but there exists no universally accepted definition. So this is true. I've done a lot of research on my own. I've been in leadership positions. I've been in management positions. And I've been interested in studying what, how these areas are defined and what constitutes management and leadership. And I haven't found one simple definition, but let's explore the area further. So in this textbook, they talk about leadership. And when you look at all the different definitions from all the different sources, you do find some commonalities in what they're talking about. One is that everybody says that leadership is a learned skill. Second point is that leadership is attracting the voluntary commitment of followers to reach for common goals. So here we talk about the vision thing, right? You have to have a vision, a goal, and then you have to get people to follow. You can't be a leader without followers. And then leadership is a blend of characteristics and talents that individuals can use to develop into a leader. So when we talk about leadership, you not only have to have that vision and want to be in that leadership position, but who you are, your personality, what you believe in really counts too. It's really important. So a leader is one who can create an idea or a vision and motivate others to share and act on that vision. And then a leader is mission driven without being egocentric. So here it talks about the vision thing and also about who you are, your personality, your beliefs, and your ideals. Here's some books and article that you can read if you want to further do your own investigation, try to define leadership for yourself. These are books by some classic experts in the field and people who have been highly effective, who have been successful in their lives and have written books about how they got there. So you can go back, pause the video, or look at this list and discuss it further. I also have listed these in the references at the end of this presentation. So in the book Good to Great, Collins says that there's a highest level of leadership. They call it Leader 5 leadership. And what he's basically saying here is you don't need to be flamboyant, dramatic. You don't have to talk like Obama to be able to get people to listen to you and follow. In fact, they were surprised in the book to find that the manager or the great leader can be somebody who's quiet and soft-spoken. And he points to Coach John Wooden, who coached men's basketball at UCLA and won a number of national championships. And what made him successful was that he developed a good recruiting system. So he recruited the best talent. He built a really good team. He built a good team of followers that were devoted to his vision of winning a national championship. He had his own style of play, so he knew a lot about his profession, about his expertise in playing basketball, and so he knew how to teach that, coach it, and also had his unique style of play. And then the third thing that made him very successful as a leader was his consistent philosophy. So he had something that was called the pyramid of success. And these were traits that he expected of himself and of every player and of every coach, assistant coach, anybody on the team that was associated with the team that was working toward that common goal of winning a national championship. They had to have ambition, adaptability, resourcefulness, fight, faith, patience, reliability, integrity, honesty, sincerity. All of these traits were important. He felt that if everybody was consistent and doing all these things, had all these traits, and were working towards a common goal, then they definitely were going to be successful. Peter Drucker is one of the great gurus of leadership, and he was trying to differentiate between management and leadership. And the leader is the one who has the vision, who decides what we're going to do, what's the right thing to do. The manager is the one who implements it, who says, okay, this is how we're going to do that thing, and I'm going to make sure that it's done right. So the management is doing things right, leadership is doing the right things. Now let's get specifically into pharmacy leadership. Leaders in pharmacy, and again, this is from the pharmacy management textbook, they make changes within their individual practice setting prior to other pharmacists within their immediate vicinity, and such as, these are examples of things that would constitute leadership. You implement a new MTM service in your vicinity, in your practice area. You provide a new pharmacy service, let's say aminoglycoside dosing per pharmacy in your hospital. If it hasn't been there before, we know it's been done other places, but you might take that leadership role of saying, we need to do this at our hospital. Providing disease management services such as blood pressure, cholesterol, glucose screening to the citizens within a local community. And students, this could be something that you do during rotations, at your site. If your pharmacy is not doing this type of glucose screening, you might have a health fair or a one-day screening for high blood pressure or glucose monitoring or cholesterol monitoring at your rotation site. And then implementing a new technology. So here we get into pharmacy informatics, implementing a new technology, let's say IV workflow management systems, which we've been talking about at your hospital. It's not there in place, but you know that it's something that really is helpful to increase the efficiency of the department and increase safety of IV therapies. And so you might be the person who takes the leadership role and implements a new technology. That's leadership. And then, of course, we have the traditional view of leadership, your class president, your president of your local society or your state or national organization, you volunteer, you're on a committee. These are other leadership opportunities which you can have on your CV, what we think of more traditionally. But the slide before, we were talking about some of the things that you don't think of right away that are considered leadership. You have a vision of something that can be done to push the profession forward, to provide better patient care. That's leadership. And so why do we need leadership in pharmacy? I alluded to this at the start of my talk today, at the start of this episode. We want safer and more effective patient care. I added the word safer and more effective, but in the book it says effective patient care. We always want it to be safer, so patient safety is paramount. Enhance quality of life of our patients. Advancement of the profession of pharmacy. If we're not moving forward, we're falling behind. So we need leaders in our profession right now, today, who are passionate and want to move the profession forward. Healthier community overall, and then professional fulfillment. So yes, in life, you want to do what you love. You want to be fulfilled professionally. You don't want to go to work thinking, I'm in the wrong place, not doing the right thing. You want to feel that you're accomplishing something, that you're saving lives, you're helping people live healthier lives, you're improving overall life of your community, quality of life of your patients. This is professional fulfillment. If I have to say anything in conclusion, I would say have your vision, be a leader, but in terms of your vision, always do the right thing for the right reasons. If you do, then people are going to follow and you're going to be successful. Again, here's a list of references if you want to dig deeper into this subject and study a little bit more what leadership is all about. You can refer to these. Obviously, there's more out there that you can read. These are some books and articles that I've found helpful in my research. And if this episode was helpful for you, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll thank you for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, look after the health of others, and I'll continue to work on more episodes, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.